me telling that story is me to like kind of put that out there. Like sometimes you have to take a leap of faith when it comes to love. Like you may not know exactly who your person is, but understand that you are the conscious authority in your life, King of Swords energy, right? And where you have all these options subconsciously, right? Which is our desires, things in our heart that we may want. Focus in on one and really put the physical steps toward it, right? Face your fears and, you know, take a leap of faith at the end of the day to really make these things come into physical fruition. That way you can have some type of subconscious fulfillment here, right? So your heart can at least feel like, well, at least I achieved one thing that I desire. You know what I mean? And honestly, it does involve faith, you know, because matters of the heart can really seem dreamy. It can really seem kind of unrealistic at times, you know, but the truth of the matter is we're the ones that make it real. Collective. I'm your Royal Priestess BB and I'm an intuitive reader. Thank you for clicking on the video, and since you did, there must be something here for you. Not everything is yours, so take only what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. We ask that our high vibrational, loving, and caring ancestor guides, guardian angels, and archangels are present. If anyone is here to send evil eye, ill wishes, or negative energy, we ask that they be escorted out to the left, to the left, to the left. Amen. Thank you, Father God. Amen. All right, so y'all, must be love on the brain. Okay, I got love on the brain, so I want to do a love pool, a love reading, because I just got love on the brain. Something came in my head. It was like, must be love on the brain, right? Honestly, that was really what came into my head. So I decided that it would be a love pool today. Right now. So what love messages do we have? Baby, it must be love because the lovers came out. That's a lot, so we're gonna stop there. Bottom of the deck, we got justice. Justice has been the ringing theme in my videos today. So yeah, and I've only done one video. It literally was an hour and something, but this is a love read, so I'm gonna push it up a little bit. Yeah, justice came out in the last read that I did, and I'm not even gonna waste no time on this, y'all. I'm gonna actually get clarifiers as soon as we start, and then I'm gonna just dive into it, y'all. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day while I'm just going at it. But justice has been the theme, so and their justice comes out. Wow, and this even has to do with love, right? So a lot of us have been under judgment. A lot of us have been in spiritual court. A lot of us have had a lot of transitions that have come over us. So bottom of the deck, we got King of Swords, conscious authority, a conscious authoritative figure. Wow. Y'all, I have to stay hydrated. Wow. Wow. There it is. This is so cute. This is a love read. Wow. I mean, when I do that, when I do the it's just because I think I'm Rick Ross. No, when I do the it's because I've probably been saying that card, or I've probably been saying that energy quite a bit. I don't want to cover anything up because I don't want to. Yeah, this is a love read. We got the Two of Cups. It's a love read. Okay, I'm gonna slide this up a bit so that we can see. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. Alright, so we can see a little bit. Okay, I actually kind of like this. Wow, so it's a love read. I got love on the brain. That was the download prior to starting this. So I see that we're starting with a leap of faith, right? We're starting with a leap of faith, right? Blending our beliefs with our knowledge, right? Divine feminine and masculine energy, right? And energetically being confident in this leap of faith, right? So I'm going to start off by saying we talking to twins. Hello, hey, how you doing? If you are divine feminine, then hey, you know who your divine masculine is, or if you don't, maybe you will soon, whatever, right? You are a twin. You have an additional flame that burns beside you, whether that be near or far, right? To the same vibration, the same frequency, almost identical. Matter of fact, it is identical, right? And apparently there is some type of leap of faith that you have decided to do to come into union. And you energetically confident in it. Leo energy here. This is Gemini energy. That's cute. Or you're needing to actually take a leap of faith, and you need to be energetically confident in it. Okay? You need to take a leap of faith. You need to be energetically confident in it. Alright? Because it's going to lead to generational wealth. Okay? 10 of coins. It's going to pay off. It's going to feed your children, your grandchildren, and their children. Okay? It's going to feed the generations after you. Okay? And you have to consciously honor, okay? Consciously facing your fears, okay? And physically taking steps toward it. Now, we talking about love. Okay, so this leap of faith that we're talking about, it's pertaining to love here. It's something that you need to do in a relationship. It's something that you need to do in matters of the heart, at least I can say, right? If we're not talking about in a relationship. But either way, it's a leap of faith, and you need to be energetically confident in it. Like, Queen of Wands is here, and she's very confident. You see, it's a black cat here. And black cats are usually looked at as, like, you know, bad luck or misfortune, but they're actually really good luck. You know, but, most people don't really like to be associated with black cats because of the stereotype around them, right? But she don't care, and she happy, she confident. You know, she raised her hand up, she you know, laughing, smiling. You know, she cool. Oh, is you cool? Oh, is you cool? She cool, right? And Queen of Wands is also very energetically creative, right? So she can kind of take nothing and make it into something. This is Sagittarius energy here, right? If the lovers is Gemini, it's also Sagittarius. And this is like double Sagittarius energy here. So Sagittarius can be very belief-based. What they believe can really drive them. It can really push them forward, you know. And it can really help them to create the world around them. So you need to take a leap of faith here in matters of the heart. And you need to be energetically confident in it. You need to be confident in your belief regarding this, okay? And it seems like it's in love, in all honesty. Because this is a love reading, girl. Or sorry, it's a love reading. So, you know, and understand, you're the conscious authority in your life, and you have control over these subconscious choices, okay? And here is the lovers. Okay, I'm going to share a really, really funny story. I was planning, and this happened last year, I was planning on going out of the country, and I was going with my boo. Well, I wasn't going with my boo. I was going to be with my boo. I was specifically going to be with my twin flame. Like, I specifically knew that this trip, we were going to come into union, right? I just trusted the universe. I had complete belief. Like, I knew that this was my man. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that me and him were meant to be together, that it was destiny, right? And I put my complete and utter faith and trust in destiny and fate. And I booked this trip. And it was, you know, it was around my birthday. So it was a birthday trip for sure. But it wasn't on my birthday. Catch my drift, okay? But still, I booked this trip, and I didn't have any communication with him. I knew he was going to be there, though. I knew he was going to be there because the event that was going on, I knew he was going to be there. So I wasn't completely, I guess I'm not going to say I wasn't completely leaning on faith, but I put trust, because it was a big city, baby. Like, it was only so much. You know, it was only, you know, because you could literally go to the same city and never bump into somebody, you know. So I left that up to fate. I left that up to the universe to tell me, I'm sorry, y'all, my dog got a bone, and he be playing sometimes. He be, like, throwing it around and stuff. You know, so I was leaving it up to the universe, fate, God, literally source, to say, like, okay, if this is for real, you know, we really destined to be together, this is what we're going to do, right? And, I needed a passport because I didn't have my passport, and I was really having like financial issues. Like, my money was funny. I'm gonna just say it like that. My money was funny, And I didn't even know if I was going to have enough to get my passport and have it in enough time to be able to make the trip. Even though I booked everything, I ordered clothes. Like, I took the steps, the physical steps toward being there, right? And I faced my fear of, you know, oh, well, what if I go and we don't run into each other? Like, what if we don't meet? Like, what if it's not really meant to be? You know what I mean? Like, what if I don't get my passport in time? That was really the biggest thing. Like, if I didn't get my passport in time, that was a direct answer from the universe that no, this is not the direction that you need to be going in. And it would really hurt me because I really loved him. Like, this is somebody like I was, you know, I've been involved with since I was like 13 years old. So it's like, you know, it was like, man, this could really like, you know, tear me up a bit. And I can remember, because usually it takes probably about 8 weeks. And I even got the 2-day delivery time, right? Like, I paid extra to get it delivered to me in 2 days after, you know, processing. But processing is still like 4 weeks, right? And the trip was literally in like 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, it was in 6 weeks, right? So I was cutting it real close when I finally did my passport application. I did everything. And I still moved ahead, right? Knight of Pentacles energy. I still moved ahead. I got my outfit. I set my hair appointment, nails, toes. Like, I did everything in preparation, y'all. And I was just trusting the universe. Like, you know, if it didn't end up coming in time, like, obviously I would know. You know what I mean? Because you have a tracker and everything. But if it didn't end up coming in time, you know, then hey, that was just a sign that it just wasn't meant to be. And it could have been at that time it wasn't meant to be. But, you know, I was just kind of like, hey, fate, the universe is speaking to me. Sure enough, literally a week before the trip, my passport shows up. And when I tell y'all, it was like a miracle. It was a miracle because it was so quick. And then, like, it was over the summer, too. You know, a lot of times, a lot of people be applying for passports. But, hey, it's whatever. But, you know, it showed up a week before. And I was like, wow, this is a miracle. Like, this must be a sign. Like, you know, I'm at least supposed to be going here. You know what I mean? I'm at least supposed to be going. So, the day comes, you know, I hop my flight. I go over. And I kid you not, I bumped into him the second day I was there. The second day I was there, I bumped into him. And it was like the most innocent thing ever. It was honestly, I was coming out of a cafe. And I wasn't even looking. I was looking in my bag at what I had, right? Like what I had just bought. And I bumped into him. Like I bumped into his homeboy. And I was kind of like, you know, I was like, damn, excuse you. You know, like, and his homeboy was like, ooh, you look good. You know what I mean? He's like, you look good, baby. Yeah, I know. You know, yeah, I know. But, you know, his homeboy was like, yeah, like, what's your name? So his homeboy, you know, trying to talk to me. And I'm just like not really even entertaining it. But I'm just still, you know, entertaining it. And sure enough, he walks up behind his homeboy like, dude, you don't hear us calling you? And he look at me, I look at him, and we like, you know, and that literally was that. That literally was that. Like, we have literally, don't look, because he kind of, he working my nerve right now. But we have been consistently talking, and like, you know, because I'm this type of girl, I'm so focused on me and like my career. Like, I know he mine, you know what I mean? I know he my baby, and I'm glad, you know what I mean? But and he supports me in everything I want to do. You know what I mean? But I have to focus on me. You know, that's a strong boundary that I have. You know, like not losing focus on me. You know, so me telling that story is me to like kind of put that out there. Like sometimes you have to take a leap of faith when it comes to love. Like you may not know exactly who your person is, but understand that you are the conscious authority in your life. King of Swords energy, right? And where you have all these options subconsciously, right? Which is our desires, things in our heart that we may want. Focus in on one and really put the physical steps toward it, right? Face your fears and, you know, take a leap of faith at the end of the day to really make these things come into physical fruition. That way you can have some type of subconscious fulfillment here, right? So your heart can at least feel like, well, at least I achieved one thing that I desire. You know what I mean? And honestly, it does involve faith. You know, because matters of the heart can really seem dreamy. It can really seem kind of unrealistic at times, you know. But the truth of the matter is, we're the ones that make it real. King of Swords energy. And also, when we consciously honor ourselves, wow, with the Page of Cups right behind it, right? That as above, so below energy. Like, this is a message, you know, straight from the heavens. You know, it's a very dreamy message for sure. You know, it's like a message that, like, pigs are flying. I used to believe it's a pig on here that's literally flying. It has wings, okay? And right behind it, you got the Six of Wands, energetic victory, and the Sun. Conscious, are you serious? Conscious positivity, right? Being optimistic. mystics, it's like the happiest card in the deck. Joy, sunshine, right? Like, take a leap of faith. You know what I mean? And consciously honor yourself. Whatever it is you want in this love, like, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I had already booked my hair appointment. I'm talking about, I paid my deposit. Like, and everything was literally, me actually going was banking on my passport. And because I chose to physically take steps forward, like, I already had the passport, like, it had already been delivered. That was me solidifying in the universe that it would, in fact, be delivered. Like, that it would be there, because it was me subconsciously choosing to take this leap of faith. Okay, to take this leap of faith, because I really wanted to meet my man. I really did. Like, I wanted to start, you know, having a little something with him subconsciously. Like, what my heart really wanted, and one of the desires that would make my heart feel good is to be like, okay, I'm with, you know, I'm talking to my boo. I'm talking to my divine masculine. At the end of the day, my husband, okay? No matter how, because I can be a very patient soul. You know what I mean? Like, I do have Capricorn energy. My Jupiter is in Capricorn. So I can be very slow moving when it comes to my beliefs, my faith. Like, I can be very consistent. I can be very diligent. Like, I will just, you know, Knight of Coins energy. Like, I will work at it over time. I will pace myself, you know, and I can be the same way in love. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind, you know, talking or, like, you know, dating for like 2-3 years. Like, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that, because I like that slow and steady energy. I do. Where in a past life, I liked it really fast. You know what I mean? I like to jump into things quickly, you know, and they would end just as quickly. So, you know, now I'm really prone to, like, slower energy, you know. But my thing was like, I want to be my man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to at least have communication with him. And also, he did too, because when you have a twin flame, you can have a subconscious connection. It's like, you know, telepathic. It's really like telepathic. You have a subconscious connection so strong that, like, y'all, it's bordering on telepathic, where y'all, like, in each other's heads heavy. Like, y'all mentally on it. And he was really mentally on me. Like, he was ready. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, well, if we not going to be together, you know, like, for sure, solidified, locked in, then I at least need to be communicating with you. We at least need to be talking. We at least need to be, you know what I mean? And I had to accept that. You know, you got to consciously move forward. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, physically receiving from others in your subconscious community too. This is all on the bottom of the deck though, so we're not going to keep pulling too many of those cards. But, you know, it can seem scary. It really can. That's the energy I'm picking up. Somebody's scared. What you scared for? What you scared for? You scared to do something in love? Why you scared? Why you scared? What you scared for? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like that. You know, like, it can seem, because like I said, I was putting money out, everything, and baby, I had just started getting my money, like, right. My money was literally just getting right when I was, like, doing all this. You know what I mean? Like, technically, if we talk about on the most, like, responsible tip, I really shouldn't have taken this trip. But I really should have, because I really had just went through a lot, and I really needed to celebrate myself. I really needed to love on myself, and another year of life. Like, it was just needed. You know what I mean? So, at the same time where you're trying to make this conscious decision and face your fears and make this leap of faith, also remember that you're the main character. Don't cut yourself out. Do not overlook the fact that you are very, 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 very important in this equation. Okay? And if it just does not align for you, it just doesn't align for you, and that's cool. You know what I mean? The universe will even tell you, like, no, this doesn't align. Like I said, if my passport didn't come, that was for sure letting me know, like, no, this ain't it. You know, but, you know, my passport still could have showed up, and I went there, and we didn't bump into each other at all. And that would have been a really loud no. Like, you really just need to focus on yourself. You know what I mean? But you need to take a leap of faith here. You know, and you need to consciously strategize how to make yourself happy. And the biggest thing about this Seven of Swords is also Libra energy. So it's you know, tying in with this justice here, because this is Libra energy. It's about consciously honoring yourself. All right, what do you want within your heart? What desire is it that you really want? Whatever it is, like, consciously honor that and strategize around that. And the biggest thing about this strategy is shut the fuck up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Do you hear me? Don't tell nobody your business, please, please. It's your favorite Auntie BB. If I could tell you anything, do you hear me? Do not be sitting up here telling everybody your business. Do you see this? This person has a hood on. This is a hooded figure. You don't even know who this is. All you know is they got a knife, okay? And they plotting and planning like they should be. Swords, it's like, keep your business to yourself. Do not be telling people what you're doing. He is a hooded figure. You don't know who this is, right? That's why Seven of Swords can be a little bit deceitful, because it's not like you really telling everybody your business. You can kind of like, you know, be lying. You know what I mean? Or you could just be being deceitful, right? Making one thing look like something is not, because, you know, you really just don't want people in your business. But this is obviously meant to work for your best benefit here. So it's like, consciously strategize what it is that you subconsciously desire, right? And consciously and it will consciously awaken, right, these thoughts that you got on standby. Okay, because you already got thoughts on standby for what you want to do, how you want to do this. You already know what's up. It's kind of like how when I started getting these thoughts in my head, and these could be, you know, telepathic thoughts. These could be shared thoughts that you having with your twin, right? Maybe your twin is putting stuff in your head like, come to Rolling Loud, or, you know what I mean? Or if y'all in the same city, like, come to this bar at a certain time. You know what I mean? Like, you already sitting on some good ideas, because this is Gemini energy right before you get to, like, Cancer energy. And Cancer energy is a cardinal sign, right? So you know you're going to take initiative, right? It's taking action in some type of way. So it's like you already got thoughts on standby, right? And notice this here, the one that's in the mouth. You know, this means you ain't saying nothing. You holding this very, very close to your chest. You keeping this here. You're not moving this out of your mouth. You're not sharing this. You know what I mean? Because you got these three that you can use first. Okay, but this is like, and this can also be conscious burnout, because you could be overthinking things too. Because there is a tower moment here, but it's actually a really good tower, and I like this tower because it tells the story of Rapunzel, right? And Rapunzel cut her hair to get out of the tower, right? And you see as they're falling, Rapunzel is kind of like falling after she cut her hair, like she's going to flip over and land on her feet, versus the masculine who's like got his hand like covering his face, like he don't even want to see the bottom. He's not even trying to, like, you know, land on his feet. Like, he might land on his head or whatever. Like, it says that this tower moment, this revelation is being had, right? This foundation that's falling, right? It's really starting because this is something that the feminine has initiated. Okay, and the masculine just kind of goes along with it. Because remember that this is twin flame energy, right? This is divine feminine and divine masculine. You are connected. You are intertwined. Okay, so feminine, whatever it is that you do on your end, it's going to affect him. And vice versa, masculine. Okay, whatever you do on your end, it's going to affect her. It's going to go back to her. So you got some thoughts that you keeping on lock that you need to consciously awaken. Okay, you need to use these bright ideas, these really good ideas, and you need to start taking action on them, right? Or at least you need to consciously strategize how to cause a tower moment between you all, right? And once you consciously strategize, consciously awakening these things that you've been thinking about, that's when this tower moment's going to happen, right? And it's basically going to be like a revelation between you both, where you like, oh, wow, we're a lot closer to union than we think. Right, and I can tell that you're really holding yourself up here, because the Knight of Swords is halfway. It's not upright, it's not in reverse, it's halfway. It means that you're probably transitioning from not consciously taking action, or really consciously taking action too early or prematurely, but it's really like delaying consciously taking action, right? To jumping into, you know, consciously taking action, right? Things that you've thought about, you're ready to take action on it, okay? So it's nice to see that this is transitioning. It's not fully upright yet, but it is making its way there. So I believe that you'll become in the upright position once you consciously strategize how to have some type of subconscious fulfillment with whatever it is you decide to do, right? And it really deals with these ideas that you already have, right? Thoughts that you've already thought about. One of them is the right one. One of them fulfills your heart. One of them truly fulfills your heart desire. You will be very content with it in the heart area, okay? One of these ideas here. And it's not the one that's in your mouth. It's not the one that you may have spoken out, right? Because if you can tell, it's like blood gushing from the mouth, and that's just something it's activating. You know what I mean? It's something that starts everything, right? It's like a spark. So whatever was said out your mouth, what you already spoke, 'cause you probably spoke to somebody else, it was just a spark. The real idea is one of these that you've held back consciously. It's a thought that you've just thought over and over again, okay? And once you choose one of these and you start to consciously strategize how to consciously take action on it, there's going to be a tower moment. You're going to realize, like, oh, dang, I'm a lot closer to him or her than I originally thought. Okay, because as these two are coming out of the tower, they have no choice but to meet at some point. Okay, and you have to make a sacrifice here, because Rapunzel cuts her hair. There's a sacrifice that's going to happen here. But it's your choice. When you make that sacrifice, you get closer to your means, okay? And then we got the Four of Pentacles, which it just says you're physically in alignment. So you already wherever you need to be. You already wherever you need to be. You don't need to move around too much. You already wherever you need to be. Right? Okay, for an energetic message to come through. Page of Wands. And this is a good message. This is good news. This is really, really good news. And it's about being energetically close to a breakthrough. You're close to union. Oh my goodness. Must be love on the brain. Okay, it must be love on the brain, child. Because you are energetically close to a breakthrough. Yes, to divine union. Look at this Four of Wands. Oh my goodness, energetic commitment. Okay, because you both, and this is something that you're both doing on both ends. You both have energetically committed to physically prioritize your healing. Right? Sometimes our hearts lead us in some crazy directions. And because we refuse to believe our heart and trust our heart, we end up hurt. Right? This is physically being grounded in your heart. You know, this is literally being so connected to your heart. And also, notice the strings going to other things, right? This is where it's grounded because it's going to the tree. But we don't see where it's going here. This is going to the tree. But we don't see where it's going here. So it's being, you know, connected to other things, right? Spirit, source, you know, and even our twin flames, our divine counterparts, which can help us feel even more connected, right? She looks like she's laughing. She's not in pain. Not at all, right? This is healing. This is consciously being connected to your heart, right? Where you can communicate with spirit world. You know what I mean? You can communicate through spirit, right? Like, my I don't know if I'm gonna keep using my hands, but I mean, if it's to help the girlies, whatever. But just know, if you nucking, then I'm bucking. Period. If you ever try to come for mine, which you would never be able to get away with him because he's mine. You know, I'm his. You'll never be able to get away with him. But my divine counterpart, he's actually older than me, and he's actually a lot more versed when it comes to like spirituality than I am. And I was almost shocked because I never would have expected him to know a little something, something. Even though he kind of has made it apparent that he know a little something, something, I never would have expected that he would be so versed in the subject, right? So when we first came into contact, you know, I will be honest, this your divine counterpart. You don't have to talk on the phone. You don't have to physically be communicating. You know what I mean? When you are very well connected to your heart consciously, you can communicate through spirit 110%. And our relationship, it started communicating through spirit. And when I tell y'all, I thought I was crazy. I don't know why I thought I was crazy. I mean, out of my whole spiritual journey, like my whole spiritual initiation, it's like, this is what took me out. This is what really had me like, am I psycho? Like, this is what really had me like, huh? You know what I mean? But for the most part, at first I thought I was like gone loco, child. I was like, he can't be talking to me. Like, I cannot. I might be delusional. You know what I mean? I might be delusional. But he just cannot be communicating with me, and especially through spirit. Like, but when you are highly intuitive, when you are connected, okay? If you're connected to source, you know what I mean? Where you can consciously understand source, then you can understand your twin flame. You can communicate in more than one way. If you can pick up what your ancestors say, you can pick up what your divine counterpart saying. Okay, you can communicate through spirit. Now, be careful. Be very, very careful. I am not telling you to communicate with any and everything that's coming to you through spirit, baby. Like, you got to know how to put cues and you know what I mean? You got to know how to connect the dots. Don't just be communicating with any and everything in spirit, because at that point you open yourself up to certain doors. I mean, if you're a high vibrational being, you are divine, you are of love and light, the army of the Lord, the army of Christ, then you don't have to worry about nothing coming through anyway that's not, you know, high vibrational and loving and caring for you. But still, be careful, because it's the spirit world at the end of the day. It's communicating through spirit, okay, the metaphysical. And you can literally, like I said, pick up on anything. So be careful. Don't go out calling out for nothing. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, you're already in communication in the spirit anyway. Okay? 9 times out of 10. Ain't nothing you gotta go, hey, is this my divine masculine? Is this my divine fem? No, you ain't got to do that. You can probably just really pick the phone up and they already on it. Okay? I promise you. But at first, you know, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is what it need to be. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I was being very strategic. If we be honest, Seven of Swords energy, I was being very strategic with it. I was using my mind, right, in collaboration with my heart. Because where we just use our heart, that's where we're being delusional. But when we cooperate our mind, that is where the logic comes in, and we start to blend mental and spiritual energies, and thus we're in this King of Swords energy, right? Authoritative over what comes into our conscious world. And I just was kind of putting pressure on him. I was like, okay, if you for real, you know what I mean? If you really my man, if this is what we gonna do, you're gonna have to give me a physical indicator, right? Give me a physical indicator. And, oh, he was dropping them bars. He had really already gave me, the way he got my attention was very loud. It was very, like, in my face. You know what I mean? It was, I mean, and almost everybody around him could recognize. It was like he was literally calling out for me. You know what I mean? So it was very obvious, but I just needed him to, like, you know, do a little something, you know, make it seem a little like something, right? So his birthday was coming up, and he had communicated to me through spirit now. Uh-oh, I keep bumping this tripod, y'all. I promise you, I'm just like, ooh. But anyway, he had communicated to me through spirit, okay, and I consciously received it. In all honesty, I consciously received it. And, you know, he was like, I want you to be my birthday present. I want you to, I want us to come in union on my birthday because I want you to be my birthday present. And I communicated back straight up and down, like, you know, like, you can't do that. Like, you can't rush the process. You can't have whatever you want. You know what I mean? You can't have whatever you want. Like, you just have to respect a certain higher authority, right? Justice, right? Balance, right? Doing things in moderation, too. Like, you just have to, like, understand that. Like, it was just too soon. His birthday was coming up too soon. And like I said, I was still coming out of my financial stuff. It's like, it's just too soon for us to really come into union. But he was dead serious, right? He was dead serious to the point he celebrated his birthday in one of my favorite cities at one of my favorite clubs. He was that serious, like, because, and this is a club that I have gone to several times. Like, this is like one of my favorite cities. I visit this city all the time. Like, he was that serious. I didn't even tell him, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't tell him this was my favorite place or anything. But remember, the spirit world is in closest connection to our heart. Okay, so if you're communicating through spirit, you're communicating through the heart as well, right? So pay attention to the strings. And this is also a healing card, too. So it's healing your connection here, because a lot of times when you did receive conscious communication from your heart, it hurts you. And that's cool. Like, sometimes it can hurt you if, you know, you're not really following steps properly, or if it's just meant really to play out that way to get us where we are today, you know. But I didn't even tell him, you know, I didn't tell him that was my favorite club. Now, I did make a plan to meet with him later on. Like, I was like, well, we could be better off coming into union later on in the month around, you know, a specific holiday, and we could go to this city, one of my favorite cities, right? But I didn't say nothing about this club. Nothing about this club. Lo and behold, his birthday is literally right around the corner, and he's like, this where we gonna be. We turning up here. I got a section. And I'm just like, wow, it's physical proof right in front of my eyes, right? That we are, in fact, connected and communicating through spirit. Okay, this man told me in communication through spirit, he wanted me as his birthday present. And that's why I love my man, too. That's why I love my divine counterpart, because he don't be playing. Like, he be that for real. He physically put the steps forward to, you know, physically come into union with me. It was literally just like, all I had to do was show up. All I had to do was be there. And it was kind of embarrassing because he was looking for me like a dog. He was looking for me like a dog. Like, all his friends was like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, why you acting like you looking for somebody? They was just like, you supposed to be turned up. You supposed to be enjoying your birthday. But he was just, because I didn't go because it wasn't, the timing was not right. Like I said, my money was funny, honey. Like, I was strapped for cash. Like, I wasn't finna, you know, stretch my resources and then put myself in a position to go and try to meet with him and come in union prematurely. You know what I mean? When really, I was still looking for a physical indicator that what was going on in spirit and I was consciously perceiving was real, right? Because it could be delusion, honestly. And he proved in that moment, like, yeah, this is for real. This for real. I'm for real about you, babe. And, you know, it kind of ate him up a little bit that I didn't come. But that was just one of the ways that I got confirmation on my end, because I can be kind of overly practical sometimes. I'm a Virgo rising. I can be overly practical at times where it's like, you know, how am I supposed to know this real? Like, I just realized I got all these spiritual gifts and I'm tapped and tuned in like this. Now you telling me my husband on the line too? Like, God, take the Jesus Wands is here twice. There's a marriage coming in. There's a commitment for sure that is coming in here. You need to really take this leap of faith. And even if you need a little help to take this leap of faith, like, because here's the Queen of Cups, like, you're subconsciously intuitive to this twin flame dynamic, right? Two of Cups, this is a soulmate here. This is somebody that's going to make you so happy, right? And once again, we got Page of Wands again with Three of Swords reversed. You need to consciously block out any negative energies. You need to let go of the past. Right? You need to use your thoughts, your words to consciously block out these previous negative energies that have stopped you from moving forward in this twin flame soulmate dynamic. And you really do need to start communicating with your twin flame in spirit, because they are calling you. They are calling you on the phone and you are not answering. You are not answering. And I'm saying this, it got real serious, bestie. It got real serious, Bookie Butt, because, you know, whoever your counterpart, do y'all hear that? Ooh, it just got serious. Whoever your counterpart is, they have really been trying to communicate with you. Queen of Cups. Under the Queen of Pentacles, right? It's falling on top of the Four of Wands, right? It's like, you subconsciously know, right? And you physically grounded in attracting them, right? And magnetically on top of that. You know what I mean? I also read this Four of Wands energy here. I also read this Four of Wands energy here as Pluto and the Moon coming into sync. Or Mars. But honestly, Pluto can still be associated with Mars if we're talking about Scorpio. Yeah, if we're talking about Scorpio. But I say it like that because when you have the Moon and Pluto come into sync, that is a magnetic attraction. You magnetically attract together, right? And that's a real commitment. Like, it's the type of connection that is transformative. Right? And it's like being physically grounded in this energy. You know what I mean? Like, being content with it. You know, knowing that you're abundant and you prosperous and that you can magnetically attract this. So much so that you are doing it already. It's like as if you have a receiver. And that's why I say it's good news coming in, right? That you're close to an energetic breakthrough, because all you really need to do is, like, open up to this communication through the spirit that is trying to come to you. Your lady, they trying to communicate with you real bad. They trying to communicate with you real bad, probably to get to this. And you really need to energetically commit to physically prioritizing this. You really need to. Like, when I tell y'all, I was really scared at first. Like, I really thought I was going crazy, y'all. And if y'all knew my man, y'all like, bitch, you might have been crazy. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, you know, like, I wasn't, period. I wasn't at all. Because he ain't. Look, because I don't play about sex and stuff like that. So he ain't wax no ass over here. But, you know. I don't play about that. But, I was very fearful. You know, I don't want to use the word fearful. But I was just, second guessing it. You know, I was like, I don't know. But he really showed up. Like, when that man really, he really communicated that through spirit. Like, I picked it up. It was like, it was a thought. It was just like a thought. It was like I woke up one morning. I was literally laying in the bed before I got up to do my daily routine. And I was thinking about him. And it just came in my head. Because I was like, oh, your birthday coming up. It was like we were talking. It was like we was on the phone. And another thing that could really help is a mirror. Because you mirror each other. You're mirrored souls. Because I actually was looking in the mirror at the time when I was talking to him. Because I have this little compact mirror that I keep with me. And it was on my nightstand, and I had picked it up because my lips had felt dry, and I was doing something with my lips. I don't have to tell you the full story, but I just started talking to him while I was, like, looking at myself in the mirror, and it was like we was on the phone. So maybe you need to look in the mirror when you do it, but once again, be careful. You always want to cleanse. You also, you know what I mean? Like, intention really says everything. Like, if you don't feel, which you do feel a strong enough connection here, because the Queen of Cups is here. This is a very intuitive energy, right? It's motherly, too. It's nurturing, right? It's wifey energy. If we're being honest, like, you're subconsciously connected to one another. So, if you look in the mirror, you can use your sage ahead of time. That way, or you can do whatever you use to cleanse. Because you can use rosemary, too. Dragon's blood, it's so many. But whatever you use to cleanse, you can cleanse beforehand. And then, go in the mirror and just, be on the phone. Literally. It's like you talking on the phone, except you on the spiritual fall. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it, but you know, just talk like normal, because I literally was just talking like me and him was on the phone. Like, I was just like, you know, your birthday coming up and you turning this old and I'm excited for you. And it was like, I heard him back. You know what I mean? And what I heard from him very specific was like, I want you to be my birthday present. That was very specific. I'm talking about, it was so clear. And it had became a thought in my head over time. Right? So maybe you've already had communication with this person and they've already told you what they want, how they want to come into union, and you are just like harboring on it. You're not really taking action on it. You know what I mean? And you need to start taking action on it. You need to consciously strategize how to make sure that you are subconsciously content. That way you don't end up in 3 of Swords upright. Because 3 of Swords is here twice. So this tells me that you've had your heart played with or broke more than once. And it's conscious energy, right? It's stuff of the mind, right? Maybe thinking less of yourself, maybe other people, you know, speaking negatively of you, whatever it might be. You know, it's something that, it's like your mind broke your heart, really. Your mind did it. You know, your mind did it. Your heart didn't do it, though, at the end of the day. But this one is like a betrayal. So you were betrayed, and now you're cutting this energy out. You know, it's really like your mind betraying you. You know, it's you thinking that, you know, you can't trust this person, or you basically you can't trust this person. You know what I mean? You can, though. You know, this 3 of Swords energy is saying that you think that you can't trust the person upright. Okay, you're hurting yourself by thinking that you can't trust this person here. But when you have it in reverse, it's like you are cutting off what no longer serves you, those dead feathers. You know, and you're cutting off the communication with this person because you know you can't trust them. Okay, and this card, you pulling yourself back together, you communicating with the spirit world. You know what I mean? Like, but you really need to communicate with your twin flame. Get your butt in that mirror. You know, talk. 110%, like, just talk. Like, even if it's just as simple as just by going like, babe, let me tell you how my day went today. I promise you, you'll start having stuff come to you in your mind, and you'll be like, this don't really seem like it's my thoughts. It doesn't seem like it's for me. It's your counterpart. It's your counterpart. Just start communicating 110%, because they want to communicate with you so much so they want a tower moment. Like, they want to be able to put an end. And this might actually be like my man actually want to talk for real, because I'm in actual communication with my man. So he might want to actually talk to me, because I just said earlier I had a little thing going with him right now, so we ain't chatting. But, just start having basic communication, just in the mirror, just saying basic stuff. Because I literally was just laying in the bed. I was just having basic communication. Like, I know your birthday coming up, and I hope you're having a good time. And the clearest day, what came through was, I want you as my birthday present. Like, I want us to be in union. And we even kind of went back and forth about it, but that thought really stuck, that he wanted me to be his birthday present. And, even though we had went back and forth in that communication that morning, like, I'm like, well, we can't do that because your birthday coming up literally so soon, and it's just not enough time, and you need to be patient, and yada, 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 but he, like, I don't care, because he's stubborn. he can be stubborn. He's not stubborn all the time, but he can definitely be stubborn. So, he was being stubborn in this, and he ended up looking foolish a little bit, because at the end of the day, God is in the highest authority. And when we talking about a twin flame, when we talking about a divine union, right? When we talking about a divine counterpart, we're talking about something that is God ordained. It is divinely orchestrated. So if the heavens above, right, if source is not in agreement with the way this is trying to go, it's not gonna go that way, because source is in it for the best of both of you, so both of you can be happy and content. Okay, source is not here for one person to be happy and the other person struggling and toe up and all this other stuff. No, source is here for both of y'all to be content. Okay? So, my baby, he was outside. He was looking a little crazy. He was in the club looking over his shoulder left and right. He was in the club looking over his shoulder left and right. Because at the end of the day, to recognize the other part of your soul is instant recognition. Okay? It's something that it doesn't take all day. Oh my goodness. With the Ace of Cups being one with consciousness, being consciously optimistic in this connection that you have to the universe, to the spirit world, right? And it will energetically speed things up. Where you've had a delayed message, okay? A delayed message on your subconscious choices. This will speed things up, child. You need to communicate. I see why love was on the brain, because this was something that I have experienced and dealt with that obviously I can help, but it's instant recognition. Okay, you will instantly recognize each other. You will instantly be recognized. Okay, it's out, and you'll gain right then and there. Okay, so he was looking over his shoulder, child. He was like, "Is that her?" Actually, I'm gonna pull from my personalized deck. He was like, "Is that her?" Is that her? Nope, it wasn't me. I wasn't even there. And y'all should know how much it ate me up. Oh my goodness, it ate me up so bad because he literally was at my favorite club. I didn't even tell this man this was my favorite club. Like, when we were communicating in spirit world, like I told him, I was like, let's try to meet toward the end of your birthday month. And let's do it around this holiday in this city, because this one of my cities, this is like my favorite city, and this where we're gonna relocate anyway. Like, and that's also why they're telling you to like consciously strategize your subconscious fulfillment. Like, I already knew where me and my man was about to move. I already knew where me and my man was about to move. Like, where we were gonna have a spot at. I already knew that. I had already communicated that to him in spirit. He already agreed to it, and lo and behold, a year later, we done moved and everything. Like, we done moved here. Like. Like, it's crazy. It seems like it's crazy, but it's really not, because you hold the conscious authority over your life, and you can choose, right? All you have to do is focus on it, right? Pick a heart's desire and focus on it 110%. When it comes to you and this man, child, or you and this lady, child, like, just pick a heart's desire, and focus on it, and work and move and physically move toward it. Face your fears. Okay, consciously honor yourself. Face your fears, and physically work towards it. And trust me, like, it will really work out. Because was I scared? Absolutely. Because baby mine, he was on that ho-ho time. But at the same time, he's older than me. I ain't gonna say all divine counterparts is like that. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. But mine, he's older than me. So it was really time for him to settle down. And he's still getting used to it, because he still got stuff that he just have to like clean up, and I'm cool with that, because I'm like, okay, I'm working on myself and my career, so however we can do this where we get to be happy and be together, where we don't have to be sitting up here struggling and hurting each other, I'm cool. But I was telling him, like, why don't you just chill? Why don't we just meet later on in the month? And he's like, nope, I want you for my birthday present. So much so he in the club looking crazy. All his friends talking about him. All his friends like, what's the deal? But on my end, I got physical confirmation. You know what I mean? Where I thought I was a little delulu. You know what I mean? Where I thought, like, hey, I might just be really going crazy. Like, I found out that I was really communicating with him through spirit. And that not only was, he being sure in what it was he wanted, he was acting on it too. He was in this energy of, okay, I told you what it was I wanted. I want you for my birthday. So if I know I can have you by going to a city that you frequently visit, okay, and going to a club that you frequently party at, then I'm going to do that. All you have to do is show up. And granted, I didn't show up, but we already know what the reason for that was. Okay? We already know what the reason for that was. And believe it or not, like I said, 2 months later, I met him in another city. Out of the country. I met him out of the country. Which, when we met, it was literally, like I said, that instant recognition. He recognized me. I recognized him. And it was like we was inseparable the whole time. It was very romantic. It could have definitely overwhelmed me. But because I had already consciously, structured the way I wanted things to be. Because I had already, consciously strategized how I wanted things to be. Because at the end of the day, the feminine holds a lot of power because we have the spiritual connection. Right, so you can really say how you want things to come about, and the masculine just really kind of brings it all together. Like how he orchestrated to be in one of my favorite cities at my favorite club. Like they just really bring it together. But you don't have to agree to that. You can say like, no, I want you to take one of my better plans, especially if they trying to do one of their own plans. So the main thing of this message is you need to start communicating with your divine counterpart, because they trying to talk to you real bad. They trying to talk to you real bad, baby. Woo, look how that popped out. Karmic boo. You was dealing with a karmic boo. That's what had your heart broke. I'm kind of giggling about it, but yeah, you was. And they did some real foul shit to you. They did some real foul. Spooky season, October. Actually, in the last reading that I did today, it literally said that somebody was going to somebody needed to walk away from somebody that they was dealing with, and it'll probably come together by October, by Libra season. So yeah, it says October is the season. Harvest season is very good to you. Abundance and financial prosperity flows to you during this time. Use this time to physically receive. Investments pay off easily and effortlessly in this season. This can pay off for years. Right? Try not to stack up too much. Remember, the opposite of abundance is excess. Well, actually, Stack up only what you need. Fall is before winter. Yeah, because big bank take little bank. Put your savings up. So around spooky season, you'll probably have an influx of cash. Right, October, you'll have money coming in. Stack up what you need. Right, so budget out a savings plan and stack up what you need, because when winter comes around, you can really blow through it. Honestly. Oh wow, we got the hubster in reverse. And we got karmic boo. So I flipped it up right, because these really aren't supposed to be reversals. So whoever you were dealing with, it says, yeah, he cute, but that is about all. He has no other hubby qualities. He is a waste, sweetie. No need to add him to journey. Do yourself a favor and don't follow that path this lifetime. You will be so much happier without them. Right? And this is on a tower moment. So you might be having some type of revelation that whoever you were dealing with, whoever probably put you in this 3 of Swords energy in the first place, because for it to come out here twice, you were definitely in this energy heavy. It's in reverse now, so you healing. That's good. But whoever you were dealing with, they put you in this 3 of Swords upright energy. They karmic to you. You need to leave them alone. This energy is so strong. Whoever you are, you might have actually watched my previous videos. Okay, and the answer is, you still need to leave that man alone. Whoever he is. So much so, you got a husband coming in. The hubster card. The official husband card. No one can get this but him. Remember, the timeline can change, so it best suits who is closer to your dreams and desires of a man at that time. Look for the committed card to be presented if the possibility is higher. Love him, girl. Many never find him. So this is your soulmate. He's trying to get in communication with you. Okay, this is your husband, whoever this is. You having trouble because you having trouble moving forward, taking this leap of faith because you caught up on this karmic boo. Leave him alone, please. Please, please, please. Karmics come in our life to teach us something, and that's it. Learn the lesson and move forward. I don't play about karmics, especially trifling ass karmics like this, because you got pillow talk. Someone is discussing your finances in a negative way, preying on your downfall, hating, waiting for you to fall, and physically receiving from this energy. Their words are starting to take effect because you believe them. They receiving something on the back end to betray your confidence, a snake. Okay? And then we also got crooked cop. Someone is all about the money. You cannot trust them. Money is the motive. Wicked at heart. Will steal spiritually and physically. This is a work or business warning. A crook masquerading as a savior. Okay, this may be somebody getting ready to come in. This might be somebody that you're talking to right now. Whoever it is, they karmic. Whoever you first thought of is them. Okay? Your first mind do not lie to you. Follow it, trust it, believe it. Okay? Whoever you first thought of, it is them, Bookie Butt. They are karmic and they are plotting on you. They talking about the money that you got. They preying on your downfall. Okay? The only thing they worried about is money. They probably using you. Straight up and down. They probably using you. Okay? We got a Proverbs card. God is very present. As water reflects a face, so a man's heart reflects the man. Ooh, this is Proverbs 27:19. Pay attention. The answer you are looking for is clearly in heart-driven actions. What they give and show you from their heart is who they are. Observation is needed. So if you don't trust what I'm saying, which I don't know why you would be here looking for guidance if you didn't trust me, darling, just watch them. Pay attention, right? Proverbs 27:5. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. This is confirmation. If they dished you, cool. Never allow anyone to love you in secret, right? They not even being open with y'all relationship. This is somebody that is really just using you. They karmic, they using you, and they holding you up from your husband. Goodbye. Don't nobody have time for them. Get rid of them. And I can't even be like sympathetic and be like, well, they might be cute, because at the end of the day, they ain't got no cute attributes. And as soon as you realize that they need to get the boot, you gonna move into this energy. And then you can move into this energy with your mans. So, I'm just keeping it simple. Because ain't nobody got time for that. 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 Ain't nobody got time for that mess. Karmic people, for what? Learn your lesson and move on. You know, then they talking crazy. They talking negative about your money. No, get them gone. Please. I love to get a man gone. I love to get a man gone. Oh my goodness, whoever is watching this child, you must have watched my other video. Hey, welcome back, Pookie. Manifest your wishes. On the top of the deck, strong, brave, and bold. This is so cute. The reason why I said whoever this is, you were here before, because the peace I seek resides within me is still here. Right? And I am powerful and loved. This is literally the same thing that came out in the last reading. You have all the peace you need within you, baby. You don't have to feel like, you know, your world is in such an uproar that you don't have time for true love. All the peace you need is right within you. Know you are powerful and you are loved. Okay? And your husband love you. Get on that phone. Get in that mirror and speak to him. Okay, and here it says, I am filled with love and light. Ooh, I release all negative energy. What I said, like, I really don't be playing no games. Like, when I realize you're not a good person, you're not here for, you know, me or my collectives, my besties, the best benefit, bitch, you can go. Period. I'm not playing. And then you are energy, you are magic. You can have whatever you want. Right? You are filled with love and light. This person been speaking so negatively over you. Release that negative energy, baby. You need to do a cleanse, a big cleanse. You might need to do a cord cutting. I do cord cutting services too, so check out my spiritual services, y'all. I don't mind doing it for you because get this gone, please. You need to release this negative energy. You need to know that you are filled with light and love and that you can attract more light and love into your life and that you are energy, you are magic. Okay? Big magic. Big energy, period. I know my soul is truly beautiful. Wow, right on top of this where it says, like, you know, be energetically confident, right? Be outgoing, be feisty, be fiery, be sexy. You know what I mean? Know that you are truly beautiful inside and out. Oh my goodness. I hope this really resonated, y'all. I hope you really, really enjoyed this message. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Make sure that you check out the description box so that you can check out our current charity fundraiser. And also you can check out my spiritual services that I offer. And make sure, most importantly, you guys have a beautiful, blessed, and abundant day. Amen. See y'all later.